Hey everybody, we are going to be doing the red cabbage pH test today. So I have 7 different just normal household items, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the juice from this red cabbage and we're going to test to see what the pH of each of these materials is. The cabbage juice, which I have right there, the red cabbage juice, what it'll do is it will change color whether the substance is an acid or a base. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to take the pH paper that is right here, and based off of what color the pH paper changes, that'll tell us what the actual pH is. So this is my pH scale, red down to a purple, and I'll explain what an acid or a base is at the end. So first of all, I want you to take some observations for each of the 7 different materials, explain what you see, what they visibly look like, color, maybe you can tell that it's cloudy, consistency, things like that. So I have some regular hand sanitizer, some lemon soda, Sprite, some apple juice, regular white vinegar, a solution of baking soda, some baking soda in there with some water, regular ammonia, and then some drain cleaner, okay? I do not recommend doing this at home because a couple of these are quite dangerous. So I'm going to simply take the pH paper and I'm going to dip it into each one of these. We're going to let those dry. We'll see what the result is. We're gonna let those dry. Okay, so now, one by one, I'm going to add some of the cabbage juice to each one of these liquids. And you're going to record what the color change is for each one. So first, we're gonna take the hand sanitizer. We're gonna add some of the cabbage juice to it. Stir. Okay, and record your observations, what you see after. Remembering that the cabbage juice is purple. Okay, again, there's the soda. Notice the difference in the colors. Apple juice will be next. Vinegar. And again, just for reference, this is what the cabbage juice looks like. Baking soda. Just so you know, we'll mix that up a little bit. The ammonia. You can see the difference between those two. And then finally, the drain cleaner. This one's a little more difficult to see. Okay. Now, what the pH means for the pH paper is as we get, if you look at the scale, as you get closer to the yellow, that means it's more neutral. That means it's not an acid or a base. So if we look at the hand sanitizer, it's pretty close to about 6. So that means it's relatively neutral. As you move to the lemon soda, Sprite, you can see that it's closer to maybe 3. Maybe 3 or 4, meaning it is more on the acidic side, has a little bit more acid in it. Going to the apple juice, again, similar to the soda, it's about 3 or 4, right around there, probably closer to 3, all right, meaning it has a little acid in it, which makes sense because apple juice has citric acid in it. Moving over to vinegar, this is pure vinegar. Vinegar is closer to a 2 or a 3. It's much more acidic because what makes up vinegar is definitely an acid. It's acetic acid. As we go to baking soda now it's on the complete other side. So if we look at our scale, it's closer to maybe a 9 or a 10, which is basic. It's the exact opposite of an acid. It's basic. So this is why a lot of times if you have heartburn, you'll drink a mixture of water and baking soda, and it neutralizes your stomach acid and makes you feel better. We go to the ammonia, and now we look at the pH paper, and it's definitely closer to maybe a 10 or 11 around that area. And that's because it's very, very basic. It's very, very strong. And it's because the chemical that makes it up is definitely strong. Now with the drain cleaner, when we first added the cabbage juice, it was green, okay? And if we look at the pH paper, it did turn green, and now it's more of a clear color. That doesn't mean it's an acid, it doesn't mean it's neutral. Drain cleaner is very, very dangerous, and it actually is one of the strongest bases that we have. So looking at the different substances and looking at the different color changes, what do you notice is similar between the change in the colors between the substances and also the change in the colors on the pH paper, where I said the closer it is to just the yellow, it's neutral, the oranges and reds are acids, and then the blues and greens and purples are bases.